All right. So thanks. Anyway, let me see. I keep trying to do some stuff here. All right. Anyway, so welcome again, everybody, to our 2020 Elite Award Ceremony. And I want to be able to, again, thanks for being part of this. As you can see, I'm in LA at the Academy Awards Mission. So, we had to tally the votes this afternoon, and so we had a chance to come to the winners of today's event. So I'm still admitting people, believe it or not.
Hi, Stella's mom.
There you go. All right, so I muted everybody. If you want to be heard, you got to unmute yourself, just so we don't have a bunch of noise going on. So once again, for everybody that doesn't know these awards, we give three main awards related to leadership, which we call character, capacity, and competence. So real quick, what we mean by competence is an ability as an individual to be able to know what's going on and be able to decipher a lot of information about what is necessary to solve different problems and understand the nature of things. Someone that has a deep knowledge of what's going on and being able to get information to be able to process what they need to do. We have an award on capacity, and capacity means an individual who has the ability to handle a lot of difficult things happening at the same time and be able to make things happen when things aren't fully realizable, and that they just have the ability to kind of process through these things and still make things happen. And then lastly is our award on character, which is fundamentally who you are as an individual. Your ability to be able to have integrity, honesty, be able to work well with others, and the ability to really be looked up to as a person that can be counted on from a personal characteristic. So those are our three awards today. Yeah, so we will do our best to put this also on a YouTube link so that you can see it without the blotchiness, but it's pretty cool. So we'll post that and this, and you'll have all these recordings, and you can download and do whatever you want with those things. So thank you, Brittany and Sal and everybody for being nominated in this great picture called Elite. You know, I look at that and I think I sure miss seeing you all together all the time in the studios and all the things that we did together. You know, being separated has not been all that fun. So I do miss spending time with you guys. So real quick, we'd like to let Dr. Golding share a few words of wisdom with us, because he remembers the day that he graduated from college, and there's some things that he probably wished he would have known. So Dr. Golding, the floor is yours. You're muted, Peter. Unmuted now. There you go.
Hear me all right?
There you go.
So thank you, Dr. Gonzalez. And before Dr. Gonzalez left on the E-Lead plane to go to Los Angeles, we were speaking about your success and lamenting the fact that we won't see you in our part of the woods anymore for a while. So as he said in that message, and I would like to sincerely congratulate you, each one of you, on behalf of everybody on our E-Lead team, on your achievement of this major milestone, as Dr. Natalicio always called it when she led the graduation ceremonies at UTEP. David, I can see you nodding, and Scott and everybody that we can remember saying those words, you know, congratulations on your major milestone. So what you've demonstrated is some outstanding qualities and attributes. Included in that is perseverance. Engineering degrees are tough to get, and you've grown steadily through the program and now have achieved your success. Congratulations. You understand perspective, and that's a very important quality. Your personality has shone. Each one of you is individual, and we know there's no one recipe for success. You again look at our E-Lead team, Annie and our faculty. We're very different, but we're very successful as a team because of what we bring individually to the table. You're very perceptive, and you've been proactive about that. Part of that perceptiveness is your ability to adapt, and that has enabled you to maneuver your pathway through the conclusion of this degree. And then finally, I think an important quality that you've all demonstrated is patience, a determination to achieve this long-term goal. So when I look at each of the graduates here present, I have enormous respect for you and what you've done individually to attain that remarkable goal. As Dr. Gonzalez says, I can remember my own graduation. Specifically, I remember walking out of my last final examination and the elation that I felt that it was all over. And then I must tell you that, and I wonder if you have felt something of this yourself, there was a numbness. Because after the years of almost painful, you know, effort and commitment, all of a sudden there was quietness, almost an emptiness. So let me assure you that each one of our team have been through this situation that you find yourself in at the moment. And very soon you'll find yourselves moving forward and engaging in the next opportunity. You see, you can't see around corners. Part of the triumph and tragedy that we call life is not knowing what's ahead in that journey. If you knew it, then it wouldn't be the same. And that's how it was in my case too. I had no idea that I was going to do graduate school when I graduated as an undergraduate, let alone go on to work in industry in Japan and hold faculty positions at the University of Melbourne, Ohio State, etc. In other words, what I'm telling you is, and El Paso, if you'd have said to me I was going to spend, you know, time in El Paso, I'd have said, Al, what? Where is that? Why would I go there, wherever that is? And yet now, for Diane and me and our family, the university, our team, the broader university community, the community of El Paso and Juarez is a very big part of our lives, and it's kind of the center of our universe. So I'm telling you that you're going to go places, as it says in some child text, oh, the places you'll go, you know, that you just can't have imagined. And you just look at what each of our faculty have done in their lives and where they've been, and you'll find that you'll be going to the same place. Forward. Because graduation is commencement in the United States, isn't it? So our program has prepared you beautifully from our perspective for the unknown. You're going to go and imagine, and you're going to create, and you're going to innovate. We've taught you to think. We've taught you to ask questions. We've taught you to believe what's possible. And most importantly, believe in yourself. So if you're going to defeat a virus, that's just one current trending example, you first have to be able to understand it. You need to be able to build it. You need to be able to pull it apart. And you need to be able to reconstruct it in order to find a solution to that particular problem. So we're so excited for you as you move on, and we'll watch you carefully. And we're always here for you, as all of our team say. Remember that what you do is the ultimate measure of our success. So go out from this moment and duly and truly change the world.
Thank you, Dr. Golding. I appreciate your words. You know, it's really interesting. I graduated from UTEP in 1986. On a Saturday, I remember doing graduation. the following Sunday morning, I was on a plane on American Airlines to Louisville, Kentucky. I left on a sunny morning in El Paso, and I landed in a cloudy, misty day in Louisville, Kentucky. And over the next few days, I was seeing things I had never seen before. I remember that following day on a Monday night being invited to a dinner and saw this glowing thing flying around. And I said, "What is that?" And they go, "That's a firefly." And I go, "I've never seen a firefly. I've never seen a firefly in my life." And so, they said, "What planet are you from?" And so all those things, as a recent graduate. So
it's a micro drone, Roger.
Huh?
It's a micro drone.
Yeah. So you will experience things new as you travel about and things, but Dr. Golding is correct. For all of us as faculty, you are our achievement. You are the thing that we are most proud of. Prouder than journal papers and research grants. You are our achievement. And ultimately, you are our legacy. And long after we're gone and doing whatever, you guys will remain. And hopefully, there's many things that you will continue to impart to others, whether you go to work or you go to and do nonprofit work or you go back to academia. Whatever you do, we ask you to be a difference wherever you are. So we're proud of all of you. A couple of thoughts. I was reviewing GPAs of graduating classes today. I want to tell you that you are the class with the highest graduating GPA of any department in the College of Engineering. So congratulations to all of you for that. In addition, I also think you're the highest GPA of any E-League graduating class in the last 4 years. So congratulations for that to all of you for working so hard on that. So as we go to these awards, one of the things that becomes difficult for us is that only 3 people get these awards. And in the process, you all have worked very, very hard over 4, 5, 6 years, whatever you want to call it, to be able to get here. And we want to be able to recognize the awardees today, but also those of you who are nominated, but every single person. I mean, the fact that you graduate with a college degree makes you in the top 7% of the world automatically. So there's many things that you have already done that most 93% of the world will never achieve just by what you've done. And so you should be proud, regardless of what situation you have found yourself in and what limitations. You should be proud of what you've done and use that really to continue to enhance your career. So anyway, so I want to get to the point. The Board of Governors of the Academy have reviewed the votes, and they have assured me that the votes have been tallied correctly and that no one has seen the results other than the accounting firm that does this. And so when I open the envelope, I will for the first time also realize who the winners are. Okay, so we will start. Here's the process that happened. The board of directors, that is the faculty of the Engineering Leadership Department, each had a private individual vote for each of the categories today. Those votes were independent. They were then tallied, and the nominees that had the highest vote won the award. Today, we will tell you who all the nominees were. Those nominees were people that got a vote from the faculty, and then the winner was a compilation of the highest award, the highest number picked by the Board of Faculty in the Engineering Leadership Department. So that's what we wanted to make sure you understood how that vote occurred. After we announced the winner in the 3 categories, I have asked one of the faculty or staff members to share a few words about that award winner. And then if the award winner should choose to say a few words, that's up to them, but it's not necessary, okay? So, so that's kind of like how it works. So let's start. Okay, we will start with the Competence Award. Once again, the Competence Award is given to the individual who we feel best exemplifies the ability to handle knowledge and complex situations, to be able to solve problems in a very effective way. In other words, can deal with information and has shown the ability to handle information and then handle it and just, use it appropriately to solve solutions. So the nominees for the Competence Award are Brittany Rodriguez, Sela Whitley, Michael Gonzalez, Zachary Chenoy, Stephanie Trevino, and Cynthia De Leon. I'm picking up the envelope here. Make sure I get the right one, because it's happened before, right? As you can see, this has been sealed by the Academy. And so I'm going to open this up. And the winner for the 2020 Award for Competence goes to Zachary Chenoy. Zachary.
Hey.
Hey.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Zachary.
Thank you so much.
Would you like to say anything before we allow Dr. Novick to say a few words?
Yeah, I was going to talk a little bit later, but I'd be happy to do it now.
And here's your award. It disappeared. There you go.
Oh, wow.
Let me put a background on it.
All right. Well, first off, I promised my mother if I would ever win an award that I'd thank her first. So this is me thanking my mother. That being said, she was my first teacher. I was homeschooled, as you guys all know, probably. And, she was always there for me and really laid the foundation to, my education. And I do want to say this semester, I think we all really learned how quickly things can change, just really fast in a week and a month. And I do want to say 3 years ago, my life was completely different. In July of 2017, I honestly I was living day to day. I couldn't, look in the future farther than, the nighttime. And I got accepted to an aerospace engineering camp at Texas A&M, which was a school that I always considered seeing myself at, in a degree I'd always thought I would go to. And it was a really miserable experience for me. I felt really alone, and I didn't even know what a derivative is. I felt so out of place, and I just, felt like a lonely weird kid. And then a month later, wasn't even a part of the engineering literature department. I started computer science and transferred in orientation, just spontaneously. And I always go back to the first project I did at eLead, the Inside Out projects, and hearing the stories from all my classmates, from Brittany, from Sela, Caroline, from everyone, and just having the support from the TAs, it was a really reassuring experience. And I really felt a part of something, a part of a family. And I honestly felt so happy and so comfortable that I could finally grow up and discover who I was in that environment. And I must say, to this day, I'm still filled with a lot of doubt and uncertain about the future. But 3 years ago, I was in a much worse position. And because of you guys, because of every single one of you, I don't know what's going to happen in the next 3 years, but I promise I will always work hard. And it's all thanks to you guys.
Thank you, Zachary. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much.
So I know Dr. Novick has a few words to share. Dr. Novick.
Thank you, Dr. Gonzalez. So, Zach, this award is so merited because you have a deep technical capacity. You have a lot of drive and energy, but those are complemented by curiosity, which helps you learn new things. In IP course this semester, early on, we had a case where there was another case that was important that was mentioned in it. I think you were the only student in the class who went and read that case and learned about it. And that was impressive. And in senior design, capstone design, the depth of your knowledge was just outstanding. I mean, normally Dr. Gonzalez and I are able to trip somebody up by asking them what, Dr. Gonzalez, you're going to have to help me with the word anyway, adiabatic means. But you were so impressive in terms of what you learned and what you could impart. So congratulations, Zach.
Congratulations, Zach.
I should also mention I was trying to find a picture of Zach. He's not on the web a lot. I was able to find a picture of Zach as a child, as a tech for Kids and Company. Yes. And so if you want kind of a sweet look at a younger Zach, you can Google him and find that for yourself.
Thank you, Dr. Novick. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it so much.
We would now like to be able to do the capacity award. Once again, capacity is the ability for an individual to take multiple demanding circumstances and be able to effectually make things happen in the process. So we like to be able to award that today. So the nominees for the Capacity Award are Cynthia De Leon, Nayeli Holguin, Salvador Lara, Stephanie Trevino, Aaron Woods, and Brittany Rodriguez. And the winner of the 2020 award for capacity goes to Stephanie Trevino. Stephanie.
Thank you so much. Oh, am I supposed to talk to you?
So if you can say something, but if not, I will share some insights on you, Stephanie.
Okay, I will say something. So when I came into eLead, it was like super scary being like a new degree and stuff. And I just felt right away, I just became super passionate for it. All you guys like being my friends and being there for me. I'm so grateful. The professors, you guys are amazing. Every day I looked forward to, every day I would look forward to going into the office to say hi to everyone. I'm sorry. I just didn't imagine spending our senior banquet like this. I'm an extrovert. I'm sure you guys know that, and I just miss you guys so much. And it just sucks that we just have to do it like this. It just makes me really sad, but I know it's no one's fault. And I just want to tell you guys, everyone, that I'm so grateful for all of you guys. You guys have no idea how much I love you guys so much. And just thank you for being there for me. All of you guys are so supportive, and especially the professors and stuff. I remember when I first got into the degree, I had to get it advised, and Dr. Starks was the first one I talked to in the office. He helped me out so much, and he even walked me. I remember I had to go to the engineering edge, or no, the engineering where you're like where you go when you're not like classified under a major. I had to go there, and I was so lost, and he even like walked me there. I'm so grateful for you, Dr. Starks. You've throughout these 4 years, you've always been there for me. I tell my mom about you all the time.
Oh my goodness. I believe they called it the E-Paso Center back.
Oh yeah.
They had a funny name.
Yes.
It just.
Yeah. So I just want to thank all of you guys. I'm so sad that this is like the end of like our journey together. I'm so grateful for all of you guys, and I just want to thank you.
So thank you, Stephanie. Megan, can you hear me?
I can, and I am so sorry, guys. I've been fighting a headache all day and passed out until
I am so sorry. So we just awarded Stephanie, and she's crying over there. That's good. So anyway, can you share a few thoughts?
Megan, you should not refer to Peter that way.
Yes, I was supposed to share a few thoughts about Stephanie. I have been delighted. Stephanie's been our TA for the last year, and obviously she's just like the rest of you. She's also been in some of the classes that I've had the opportunity to teach. And I think one of the most exciting things, I think, for Dr. Novick and I was finding out that you guys won that local competition. You guys came in second with the programming, and the fact that you guys were able to win that in spite of none of you are computer science majors. You figured it out, and you figured out how to use what you learned in eLead to make such a successful project. And so congrats on that, and thank you too for all the work that you've done as a TA in our classes, making this transition to having to live on Zoom and FaceTime and Skype and Blackboard. You've made it much easier on us this semester, and it's been a delight having you on the team. So thank you and congrats. It's well deserved.
Thank you, Dr. Kendall.
Thank you, Dr. Kendall. So now we come to our last award, and there's a reason why this is the last award. You know, when we think of leadership, we think of the ability to have competence in doing and understanding what you're doing. And we think of the ability for you to handle difficult situations. But one of the things that we really don't emphasize enough in our world is the character of an individual, of what a leader needs to be. And I think we've seen that more than ever in the last few years, how character really does matter in the process of leading, whatever that should be. So, in the three awards for us, kind of character is really special to us, and what that means in the process. So the nominees for character: a person who has integrity that you can always count on, always has the right response, and lifts you up. The nominees for character are Aaron Woods, Zachary Chenoy, Salvador Lara, Jennifer Ariola, Brittany Rodriguez, and Michael Gonzalez. So the winner of the 2020 Character Award goes to Aaron Woods. Congratulations, Aaron.
Thank you.
And this will be your
Eventually.
So Aaron, would you like to say anything before we let Annie kind of give her thoughts? And she works so closely with her on different things.
Mm-hmm. I just want to express my gratitude to each and every one of you here. I joined eLead, and back then I felt like I was kind of lost, but through like the program and my experiences with each and one of you, I was able to build up who I am as an engineer. Just more beyond that though, like as a leader, I felt like I grew spiritually. Each and one of you like just taught me an important skill that I like hold now value and like central to my identity. You, Dr. Gonzalez, teaching me about excellence and just the value of looking forward and moving forward despite like hardships. And I resonated when you told that story about your past, but then all the things you're able to accomplish. I could go on about every single person here, but I just want to first and foremost thank everyone here for just being a second family for me. The studios were a second home, and when I was there, I felt like I belonged. Like the person who I am an artist and engineer. I belonged in E-Lead, and you all made me feel so at home. And I love and care for each and every one of you. And you guys were there for me in ways in which I never expected, like when my sister died, or like when I just went through hardships. You all showed so much love to me. So I just say thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Aaron. Annie.
Okay, I wrote this down. Let me find it. Okay. Aaron Lorenzo Woods is receiving the Character Award, not just because he is a character, but because he exemplifies this trait in the ways that he approaches life. He has worked in the E-Lead office for me for 2 years now, and in that time, he has tackled each and every project with a sense of fun and ingenuity. In everything he does, he jumps in with both feet. He's my go-to student when describing what an engineering leader is like. Aaron didn't get into engineering to get a degree, to get a job, to make a lot of money. He went into engineering because he sees it as a place to explore, to create, to tinker, to innovate, to play, to grow, and to find out what's possible. It is his boundless curiosity and his desire not just to make things, and not just to make things well, but to make things better that make him our choice for the Character Award. Aaron, you're a true original.
Thank you, Annie. You know, Aaron, in many ways, every time I saw you, I was a little bit jealous of you because you could play instrument that I have to struggle so hard for. I've tried to learn to play the piano for 2 years, and I think I barely have Mary Had a Little Lamb. So you have been gifted in many, many ways. And but more than that, I think your character exemplifies so much. Rather than getting prideful and cocky about it, you really serve others, and that is probably one of the best qualities anybody can have. So thank you for being part of our program.
I just want to jump in and say, like, just like Zach in his speech, he had to give his thanks and honor to his mom. Like, my mom was a great role model for her to be how to be. So thank her.
Thank you, Miss Woods. So, like I said when I started, you know, many of you, you are probably the most. You are, I've seen the data, you are the most successful graduating class of any college this year, of any department this year in the College of Engineering, and even with us in E-Lead. So it was, you know, you can see by the number of nominees that many of you were chosen multiple times for multiple awards. And so I want to just, you know, there's a sense of, there's a lot of people, you know, who could have gotten this, but you know, we had to choose, and it was a difficult choice. So thank you for being part of our program, and we do want you to remain in touch with us. I've asked, love to give you a chance to kind of share some thoughts before we wrap this up. So Sal, I think we'll let you get started.
Sweet. Hi. Hi everyone. Well, I'm Sal. Like, for sure, hopefully everyone knows me. And for the parents, I am Sal. So, well, welcome to the E-Lead banquet. And I guess I just want to give a quick speech. Well, we were asked to give a few words, and I kind of helped to, you know, try to get people to say a few words before they leave, you know, so it's our last moments together. And I guess I'll just start with first, you know, joining E-Lead is actually, I think for most that I've learned, even like over the years in recruitment, is that you really join E-Lead with a sense of not like, I'm going to join this to do this. It's more like, let's see how this works and then see how it goes. Like, this sounds really exciting. Let's see, like, what's in it? Like, what can I find from this? And I think that was for myself, because in the recruitment, when I would get asked, so why did you join E-Lead? I'd always tell them, I don't know. I just joined it because it sounded cool. And over my years from freshman to where I am now and to this new cohort, which I'm super grateful because they took me in. And it was just something that E-Lead makes you develop who you are as a person and just kind of broaden your horizon on what you want to do and how you want to make an impact in the world in your own way. Not in a specific, here's how you're going to do it. It's more like, here's some tools and you decide how you want to do it. And I think that's something pretty unique about this major, is that it allows you to craft who you are in your own, I guess, like present. Now, people like to say future, but I like to say present, because I think it's really important to focus in your present and where we are now, and how to shape every experience that is thrown at you every part of the day, every second, every minute, every hour. I think that's the best quality that E-Lead teaches you, to be adaptable. And I think that's something pretty unique that, well, I would like to say thank you to all the professors and the major, of course, and everyone here. And I also wanted to say like that it's just you like this is a family that's created in Ely. I always thought of it as my second home. And as all of you guys know me, I'm always there. Like literally, like daytime, nighttime. I spent all-nighters in there, which is pretty fun. You know, you get tired, but they're fun. And just the experiences we all have in the studios are just unique that you will always recall. Like that time, remember that time we're in the studios and this happened? And yeah, it's just something that you're never really going to forget. I hope everyone takes it with them wherever they go. And I guess I'd like to end this, I guess, like little speech with a quote that I like because I think it's pretty ironic. It says, people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. And I think we're all pretty crazy enough to change the world. So I'm pretty confident we're going to be fine. But yeah, that's my time.
Thank you, Sal. Anybody else like to share anything? You have to unmute yourself because
I wouldn't mind sharing something. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. Most of my, ways of showing how much I'm thankful for everybody was just through the videos. I also made one for my team individually because it's just been so amazing to be all with you. I remember, even like Sal said, staying there all night, and I remember going into each one of your guys' offices just to help me out because I was going insane with all the workload I had to do.
That wasn't last night, Brittany, was it?
And I just remember, like, I have a bunch of memories, and the one thing I know for sure is that we're all family, and that comes to say, like, that experiment that Dr. G held for us from that college professor, I think it was in Ohio, or
yeah.
He asked us, or he was like amazed by how we didn't like, hurt each other or like try to take all the money for ourselves. It was like some social experiment. And it was because we all know each other. We all don't want each other to fail. Like, I've helped so many of these people and they've helped me. And I know that for sure. So, yeah, like, it's going to be hard saying bye to everyone, especially the professors. Like, I know I didn't have much time to go into everybody's office all the time, but when I did, I would love to go talk to them. And yeah, like, everybody has just helped me so much, and I'm so thankful. Thank you.
Thank you, Brittany. Thank you. Anybody else get a chance to share?
There's one thing I would like to say, actually, Roger.
Go ahead.
As Dr. Gonzalez said, we really, as a faculty, we really do think you're terrific. But there's one more thing I want to add, and that goes along with what Dr. Gonzalez said about you're going out and changing the world. You're a generation or two younger than we are, and I certainly expect you to do a lot more than we were able to do. You know more, that you have more knowledge than we had when we went to college because there is more knowledge in the world. You have the benefit of whatever we've been able to impart to you. So I know for myself, and I'm sure it's true of my faculty colleagues, that we expect you to go on to do great things far, far beyond what we've been able to do.
Thank you, Dr. Novick. Anybody else like to share a few things before we sign off?
I just want to.
Go ahead, Aaron.
I just want to thank you all for making a program so unique and creative and essential for giving us skills and knowledge that we need going forward in our lives. From dealing with ambiguity, knowing who we are, knowing our values, and how to live aligned to that, quoting that designer life book that we all hated to read during P2P, and all the other things from how to being an engineer with technical skills and how to be an ethical leader and deal with interesting, complex problems. I think every person in here is super adapted to solving those issues, and that wouldn't be possible without the existence of engineering leadership. So thanks for, like, I don't know, making this thing happen and making it in El Paso where I could have experienced it and learned it.
Thank you. Thank you. I think Nayeli, you want to say something?
Yes, I'll try to share before my internet falls again. So I just want to thank everyone in our course, in our class, and all the professors for all of their help. They really are like a second family to me, and I know to everyone else. We can always count on going to the studios to get help with not just people in our course, but the people that are in different classes. We all know each other pretty well. We help each other through not just academic things, but also things like injuries. Like when I was in an injury, and I don't know what it is about this group, but a lot of other people also had injuries. And so I saw that we all really helped each other out when we had tough times. I remember several nights and days spent in the Fab Lab, and we're trying to, hammer in our work instead of having our work bring us down. And so I just want to thank everyone for all of their help in all the different situations and circumstances.
Thank you, Nayeli. I appreciate it. Remember what I called you in your wheelchair?
Yes, sir.
What was it?
I think it's better if you say it.
I just said senior citizen, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll all be in wheelchairs. Okay, great. Oh, anybody else?
I wouldn't mind saying a little something. Oh,
Okay.
Brittany, I think I also saw you come off of mute. Would you like to say something first?
It was just really short. I just wanted to thank Lucas real quick because we've been thanking the professors, but honestly, he always made Friday lectures so fun. And I know he was like the magical fairy for me and Michael because things wouldn't work and we would go and somehow it would work. So he would always help us through everything. And I just wanted to thank you individually, Lucas.
Thanks for that.
We always give Friday late afternoon to the people who can handle the last thing of the week. So it's Lucas. He was the right person for it. Yes, Dr. Kindle.
So again, my apologies for not making it on time.
Do we have a recording? You'll be able to see it on YouTube.
Excellent. Well, if you were back in P2P with us several years ago, I would be the one having to sing for being late. But the one thing that I did want to say is I want to encourage you all to remember this network of people. You've got such a connection with your team, and it's going to take you a long way. You never know where the relationships that you developed now are going to pop back up years into the future. You all know the story of how I got to know Dr. G. I was in your shoes decades ago. I headed off, I went to grad school, and I'm looking for a job, and look at where I am now. So don't give up the network. Don't give up those connections. Keep up with those mentors that you've got. It means a lot to us too, as much as it may mean to you. And I say that because in the last couple of weeks, I've reconnected with students that have graduated from eLead, that have graduated from my lab, and I've had the opportunity to hear where they are now. And it makes my brain explode, kind of like what Dr. Novick talked about, is you guys are going to go on and do things that we never even dreamed of, never thought we would be able to do, and to see you guys do it is incredible. Every one of you is going to do something awesome. Every one of you is well prepared to do something amazing. And at times I know that what you've gone through in eLead has felt like a slog. It's felt difficult. But the stories that we're hearing from talking to graduates, even those that have only been out for like a year, we had Pablo jump in and chat with the students in the first year, and the stories that he's told of the impact of the things that he learned while he was here has been incredible that only a year and a half in, and it's making a difference in his career already. And so know and trust that that'll happen, hopefully, for every single one of you. I'm sure it will. And you've all put in some serious effort, and it shows already. And we're very, very proud of all of you and excited to hear stories from you in 2 or 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, when you come back and say, hey, I own my own company, or hey, I've just got my PhD, or hey, I have this amazing startup. Like, the sky's the limit. There is no set path for any of you in eLead. That's the whole point, is that you're going to be creating that path, and you're going to be figuring out what it is that you see is needed in the world, and then filling that need. So congratulations, all of you. And you made it. Congrats.
Thank you, Dr. Kendall. Good words.
Can I go ahead and say some really quick words?
Sure, go ahead, Cynthia.
Promise I'll make it short, because if not, I'll start crying. But thank you to everyone. It has not been easy, but it was well worth it. So, thank you for all the memories. Like Stephanie said, it's really hard ending it like this. But thank you so much to each and every single one of you, from the professors to the TAs to my team members that helped me every step of the way. I miss you guys a lot.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cynthia. We know you've been through some tough times in the past, so thank you. You hung in there. Good for you. Anything else from anybody?
Hi guys, can you guys hear me? Well, I just want to keep it brief. When I graduated high school, I graduated from an amazing group of people from my marching band. And after that, I felt that was it. That was my last chance to connect with people, because all I got told for the engineering world was that there wasn't everybody making friends. It was just go to class, learn, and then you leave. But then, at a stroke of luck, before even going to the wrong school, because I wasn't even going to go to UTEP, I had an eLead presentation in my high school that gave me the idea, you know what, I'm going to try this program and see if I can become part of something again. Because to me, I can only grow with other people. I can't just grow myself. I like to grow with people and to be able to not only experience stories for myself, but to collect stories from other people and be able to tell their stories. And Dr. G, I think you remember this in the Malone trip last year, that some of my concerns was that I had to give up some of my other passions just to stay in school. And I asked the question, is this all worth it? But after the last year and being able to actually put some of my skills to use, I can finally say that all of this was worth it. And thank you for staying with us all this time.
Thank you for hanging around, Michael. Good job.
Naeli's somewhere in there too, Michael, right?
I remember in one of our presentations, we said, if you got this far, it's too late to leave now. And that was in junior year.
Oh, boy.
I should say just a word or two about Luis, who has struggled sometimes, but really came through. And he's a very bright guy, and I'm just so proud of him.
And a great friend.
You know, I think that in many ways, it's the unsung heroes that sometimes make a difference in the process. And so, you know, it's things, awards and stuff are great, and I think, you know, we enjoy them, but they kind of fade into history if we don't do something beyond that in the process. So that's important to really follow through on. So. Anyway, so real quick, I want to introduce real quick. You're not going to have a chance to have him for class, but I want to introduce Cole Jocelyn. Cole, you're there with a bow tie. You see him? He's the guy. He's like, who is this guy? Right? He wears a bow tie. I don't know about.
Hey guys, good to see y'all again.
So Cole will be joining the team full time in the fall. Will be actually really involved in the freshman class in the process, working with Dr. Golding closely on that. And I know that he'll do a good job. So anyway, so Cole's been great. He's been jumping on board with everything that's going on here and stuff. So he'll begin to know the students better in the process. So we will, and you want to say anything, Cole, before I move on? Okay.
Having technical difficulties.
No, it's okay. I understand.
One thing I noticed as an educator is that every day I go to work, I see the future. Sometimes it's terrifying, but sometimes it gives me so much hope. And considering our present circumstances.
Cole, our students for which one?
Which one?
A mixture of both.
Right, a little bit of everyone. You guys really inspire hope in me that engineering can be a profession that serves humanity, and I see that in each one of you. So please don't ever lose that naivete, some would call it, but let that hope continue to inspire you as it's inspiring me right now. So thank you all, and congratulations and the best of luck.
Thank you, Cole. Thank you. So unless someone has to share, I'm going to wrap this up here. We will try to have a small. We don't know the situation in September. There is, if you don't know, there is a graduation schedule September 12th. It'll be at the Sun Bowl. You'll only be able to invite 2 people to come to your graduation. The rest will have to be televised. They're going to televise the.
Have a mysterious iron. Yeah.
So, I mean, we will be there as faculty, and then you can invite 2 people to be there. The Sun Bowl's big enough to accomplish that. We're going to try to have, depending on what's going on with COVID, probably we're going to do some social distancing, but we'll try to probably have an outdoor type of an event where we have tables and you can sit with your entire family at your table, since you're all family, and I'm presuming you're together all the time anyway, but you guys can manage that how you want. And we'll start looking at some arrangements with that and stuff. So I want to thank Sel for helping me with that in the process. I think that one of the unique things about your class is that you will always be known as the COVID graduating class. You will be part of a unique group around the world that said, I graduated during COVID-19. And that's it's really a pain because of all that it's caused. You will look back at this for the rest of your life and remember what we've gone through in the process. And you'll be able to tell when you're 80 or 85 or 90, your grandkids, I remember COVID-19, and maybe in your lifetime, you'll see other pandemics go across the world. Anytime that we have difficulties in life, whether it's breaking a bone like Nayeli did, or losing a loved one, or getting in a car accident like Cynthia did, tragedies also sometimes help us understand life better. And while there's been a lot of difficult things through COVID-19, I think we've learned a lot for the future. And so the next time we have to deal with another virus, we'll look back on this and we'll say, what did we learn from that lesson so we can do things better? And so it really is your generation that is going to deal with the ever expanding issues related to how we're interconnected in the process. And really, I feel confident that you guys can deal with that ambiguity. You can deal with, okay, how do we adapt? How do we adjust in the process? So I want to say I'm proud that if anybody is going to go into that world, that you guys are going to be able to handle that. One last thought before I move on, it's just to express again how proud I am of you all. You know, I sit in college meetings where there's a lot of concerns about cheating going on, especially in larger departments. And I tell you that I'm sitting there listening to this discussion, and I'm not sitting there worried at all, especially about you guys, right? Because I'm not sitting there wondering, did we instill into you guys the character and the process by which we need you guys to respond, right? That life is not going to give you an answer in the back of the book, that you can't go to somebody else to get the answer, that you have to be able to figure it out. And so I'm proud that I can sit in those meetings and not sit there worried about, are my students cheating in the process? Partially because if you did cheat, I'd kill you. So, and Zach knows that. Not that Zach's cheating. Okay, so. But anyway, so I'm really proud of you all. You make my life, my career, my job so fulfilling. And I know that's true for all of us as faculty. You know, we're doing this because we love what we do in the process, and we all are as a team, and we all contribute together. This program is what it is because of not only us as faculty, but because of what you guys bring. So all of us together are a key ingredient to what we're bringing together. So I just, you know, you should walk away proud in that process. And so we're here in the future, any of us, to talk, to be whatever resource you would need. And I'm sure at times we'll reach out to you to be able to come back and offer some of your own words of wisdom to your younger classmates that you saw going up through the system. So I'm really proud of you all, and we will get your information on the outdoor event, whatever that would be, but it's going to be pretty distant. If you're in town for that, we'd love to have you. Let's again give thanks for the video to Sal and Brittany for that. Thank you. And Sal, if you can either put that in a Dropbox or something, I will load it to YouTube, or you can load it to YouTube, or whatever you want to do. We'll probably load it on the eLead YouTube site. I'll work with Annie to do that. And we'll also upload this video to the eLead YouTube site, which I think we have. Right, Annie? Yeah, I think she said sure. Okay.
So Dr. Gonzalez, I've opened the quiz. Everybody, there's 24 questions, multiple choice. Fill in the blank, and your graduation depends on it. Let me type the address.
So believe it or not, I have been at this place in LA. I've actually walked up those stairs, and I've actually been on the stage where they give the Academy Awards. Not on the Academy Award day, but my daughter got me into this location. So it somewhat is special for me and what it represents. So I was going to invite a celebrity to come, but they wouldn't come. So anyway, thank you all for your evening and spending an hour with us. And we're here for you, and just reach out. Congratulations again on really a milestone for what you've achieved for yourself, for your families, and for those who know you. Thank you, guys. We love you guys.
Congratulations.
So I'm going to end this for all. Have a good one.
Have a good one. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
See you all next semester.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.